Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is having a great day. We will jump right into it in a second, just setting up the channel. Bit of a slow start to the morning for me, but get things up and running. One second. Almost done setting this up. Abby, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Looks like people are just starting to funnel in, so that's perfect. Definitely have some interesting things to talk about. I mean, it's the final week. If we find out whether or not the SEC is appealing this case, so that should be fascinating. Crypto View, good to see you. Messi, great to see you, Messi. Keith, good to see you. Yeah, Keith, I saw you sending me those price updates. We'll definitely jump into the charts a bit today. It looks like we're getting some kind of general sell-off right now, but that seems to be across all markets. I'm not sure yet quite why we're seeing this sell-off, but it seems to be pretty deep. It seems to be happening in the stock market as well. So I don't think it's anything to be concerned about. 7 more days. I actually think it's less than 7 days. I think it's actually closer to 5 because I don't think the appeal comes Monday. I don't think the appeal comes Monday. I think we'll go back and we'll check that out today. I was giving a very I thought October 7th was a very conservative view of the date because it was not counting the day the actual appeal got done. And it was also the actual date was like October 6th or something like that. And then that pushed it to October 7th because we knew it wasn't going to come over the weekend. So I rounded to October 7th. So I actually do think October 7th too is slightly more conservative. And obviously the reason I did that is because I didn't want to give a date and then have that date end up being like, oh, it happened after that date, right? That would suck for people. So the October 7th date is a bit conservative as well. So we might even have a little less than that 7 days. Tracy, good to see you. Eric, Roger, good to see you, brother. Definitely have the tweet you sent me pulled up, Roger, and definitely have some thoughts on that. So that's the other thing I want to say. I want to start up a private group on X. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much, Montana. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I want to start up a private group of just 5, 6, 7 people who are always on the live streams, who are always sending me news and just make it like a news chat. So if you are interested in being part of something like that, just let me know. What I really want is just you guys are always finding extremely interesting stuff, and the majority of you, when you do find something interesting, it happens to be something else a lot of people have interest in. So I would like to get a better system for actually collecting the things you guys want me to talk about on these live streams. And I think having some kind of group where everyone can just kind of send me stuff and we can kind of work together on that would be awesome. So um, if anyone does want to be a part of that, just shoot me a DM on X and we'll make sure to get that up and running. And if I'm not following you on X, just let me know on the live stream and we'll figure out how to make that work. It's really not a big deal. But it's really just meant to be nothing more than just like, hey, this is interesting, blah, 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 blah. This is interesting. This is interesting. And just make sure we have everything in one place. So I want to throw that out there quick. Yes, Sunday night is yes, Sunday night is the latest to appeal. So Saturday morning, wait. So Saturday morning we should be safe, but who knows? Yeah, and I don't think it's going to come over the weekend either because it has to happen with a vote and they would vote beforehand, so it would already hit the market. It's not like the SEC commissioners are getting together on a Saturday to vote. So when you think logically about it, it would be at some point this week we would see it. Yeah, Roger. And the other thing is like you're sending me great stuff. Like everyone's always sending me like great stuff, and it's all coming from different places. and it's hard for me to always be checking like all the different sources like it could be coming from. Like sometimes I'll get a DM on X, sometimes I'll get a DM somewhere else, sometimes I'll get a text message, sometimes I'll get an email. And when it comes from all these different places, not that I don't eventually see it, but it'd be nice to just get it all in one place. And also therefore, it limits too, so everyone already knows what's kind of already been sent. Because then, Roger, if you send someone and someone else sends something, then they know I already saw it. So, it's just a great way to make sure um, I'm getting to see all the things that you guys want me to talk about. Oh, never feel like that, Roger. And I hope this changes that too. Like Roger, actually one of the reasons why I'm doing this is literally because I've been so thankful for some of the stuff you've sent me to cover. So I was like, I want to be able to one make an avenue that cleans this up a little bit and makes it easier for me to make sure I see it all, but two, make sure other people are like kind of encouraged to do it because I don't want to like feel I don't want people to feel like you feel where they feel like they're bothering me by sending me this stuff. Like I find it extremely helpful. So if I just make it, I think an actual kind of more structured thing, then I think people it will make it so it's I don't know, it'll make it better. You should raffle off the gold bull. That's funny. No, the gold bull will not be raffled. Maybe at some point I'll raffle another gold bull, but I like this guy a lot. Yeah, he's staying. That's a funny comment. You should raffle. I've had the gold bull for like less than a month. I can't be raffling him off already. Oh, good to see everyone here. We got a great group of people here, so I'm definitely excited for this one. You guys are awesome. Exciting week too. Exciting week. Obviously, we talked about the case potentially ending this week, but when you couple that with the fact that we do have some exciting price action as well, I mean that's great to see. Um, do have some tweets I want to go over as well. Roger did send me one, so that was the whole preface of that. Woke up at 6:30 for my 6 a.m. CrossFit class today, so that was that was funny. I got to sleep in today, which was nice. Yeah, the weekend run was great. So we'll jump into that, and then we'll jump a little bit more into some of the X stuff. Um, would like to take a quick look at these price charts, especially with some of that exciting price movement we had. So let me get that up on the screen real quick. Take a quick look at that together. Obviously this weekend we did have like this big breakout above this descending resistance we've been stuck under. Unfortunately, I still don't think we've actually confirmed broken out of this thing. And the reason why I say that, even though it seems like how could we not have, it is really because we've actually done something similar to this before. Like if you take a look at back here, back here, back here, back here, we had all these crazy wicks above here, and ultimately we got wicked back down. So we got to see where this thing actually ends up. But the fact that we're breaking out to the upside prior to this date is really just me is it's the market telling us, in my opinion, that it doesn't think the SEC is going to appeal, and we're likely going to be in a position where as the SEC doesn't appeal, XRP gets some significant price appreciation out of here. So to me, it looks like everything looks fantastic. And if you look at where XRP lies on a different scale, what you can see is we're just kind of back to this critical level here. Where if you kind of do a line all the way across here, you're really sitting at a place XRP is sat at for a very long time, and it just kind of needs to flip this level to make that next move up. So all the price action looks great to me on that front. I wasn't really expecting XRP to actually get any price movement prior to the case being over because I thought the market would be pretty fearful. But I think what the market is slowly doing is factoring in, hey, like if the SEC was going to appeal, they probably would have done so already. And I think that's when things are going to get really interesting is when the market actually realizes, like, hey, this case is over. If it is over, we don't know for sure if it is over. We think we would all love it to be over, but I always say this. I got a lot of smart lawyers on the other side telling me there's no way the SEC doesn't appeal. We'll see if they're right. XRP to BTC is looking pretty good as well. Take a look at this. We can see we're actually kind of flipping some of that red candle we put in earlier and actually have now fully reversed it. So this red candle was looking like it might be a bit of an issue here, but oh, that's a horrible early. And my coffee didn't finish before this live stream, so I'm going to be sprinting out to go get coffee in a second. And then we did put in a candle above it here. So that's a nice little reversal here. Um, Definitely something we wanted to see. And if we zoom out, of course, I mean, on a longer time frame, this looks great. A longer time frame, this looks great. And this is a big reason why I haven't been like hyper focusing on this chart too much recently, because like the big move was creating the bottom, right? We kind of created the bottom, and then I said, okay, we have some time to sit down here prior to us getting back into this chart. I still think this chart's playing out perfectly. I'm still waiting for some of this to come up to the upside, but after this chart comes in here, it can sit here for a bit. So we're just waiting to see what that next move is. The important part was that this bottom thing caught us and that we didn't fall back below this, because that could have that could have gotten ugly. That could have gotten ugly. But for whatever reason, the charts do what the charts do, and they decided that's going to be a level that XRP holds for 15 years. So still sitting here, like I said, ugly market, ugly pre-action or pre-market action. We'll take a quick look at Bitcoin and see if anything exciting is happening on Bitcoin. I highly doubt it, but we'll take a quick look. Surprising to me that the market's not that green today. We've had a lot of stimulus coming in from China specifically. Seems like the world is really bending their knee to global stimulus, which is, I don't know, great in the market sense, but could be problematic in other ways. And yeah, this looks like Bitcoin's actually getting rejected at a pretty interesting level. So it'll be really interesting to see what Bitcoin does here, because the what we really wanted is to see Bitcoin to finally, and I believe this is really the only thing holding this market back in one way or another from really going, is this right here. This right here is like, this is what Bitcoin needs to break. Like in the same exact way XRP has that level we just looked at, Bitcoin has whatever the heck this is. Like this is a pretty crazy pattern for Bitcoin to be sitting in right now, and it's going to break one way or the other. And I say this all the time, right? In the current moment, I would rather be up here where we are than down here where we're pushing on the bottom side of this. So I think we're in a fine place right now, but we're going to have to see Bitcoin break out of here if we really want this market to go. That will give the market new confidence that this thing is still fully ripping. We're full in go mode. And guys, just think about how big the mentality would shift if Bitcoin was at 70K. Like, I know it's like not a big price number difference, but like I think if Bitcoin was at 70K, you'd see a lot more momentum in the market. And what we can see right now is hopefully we'll be able to get some kind of catalyst here that really helps Bitcoin go upward. But things look good on that front. That's what I see in the charts right now. Like I said, we've had a lot of exciting chart action over the weekend, but going into today, it seemed like things have calmed down a bit. For whatever reason, the global stock market, it seems like there has been some worries. Let's see what we got. XRP was a hot deal 4 to 5 years ago. I did like meme coins doing now. I doubt it will do crazy again. You doubt XRP will do something crazy again, or meme coins? Sorry, I had a hard time picking up on that. What's the deal with Jungle? That's funny. I've already got a couple of comments about that. I was hoping Jungle would show up to the stream. I thought that'd be pretty funny. All right, yeah, let's get into it. All right, I knew this was gonna be a hot topic today. All right, so let's switch this over. Oops, I have to switch over like this. All right, here we go. All right, so Jungle's definitely been pessimistic, I think, on the Ripple stablecoin. Little surprised by some of his thoughts around this. I want to preface this by saying that I want to preface this by saying, like, look, everyone's got their own right to their opinion. I don't think Jungle actually says anything necessarily incorrect. I think he's just obviously concerned about certain things. I would say I'm not concerned about, and that's fine. Right? He can argue that I'm not concerned about things I am concerned about. So I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way. Necessarily, because I've stated on this channel multiple times, I'm a huge fan of Jungle. Love him as a person, even if I disagree with some of these opinions. So, um, the first thing that I saw in the chat was RLUSD not going live with clawbacks. That is true. RLUSD is not going live with clawbacks, but it's certainly in the pipeline for them to put clawbacks on RLUSD. There needs to be some other amendments taking place first. So I don't know. That whole thing is a little crazy to me. Um, the entire consensus mechanism for the Ethereum blockchain has been being upgraded for how long? Like probably like 3 or 4 years now. And I think they're not supposed to finish their move to proof of stake like completely until like 2030. And that's like the consensus mechanism of the blockchain. So does it matter that RLUSD goes live and then clawbacks take a bit longer? Just how blockchains work. Like it's going to go live and then they're going to make the capabilities to put it in the automated market maker and then they're going to add clawbacks to it. So it doesn't really worry me at all, to be honest with you. It's just how blockchain works. It's one of the downsides of blockchains. They move slow. And that can be a downside and an upside, right? Because the downside is like you don't innovate as fast in a blockchain as you do with centralized software because it's protecting so much value. But at the same time, I don't see it as like some thing that's XRP ledger specific. So I don't really see it there. And then so we'll just go through the tweet. Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin will lack key capabilities on the XRP ledger if it even launches there at all. So I think that's a crazy statement. Of course, it's going to launch there. Um, yeah, the whole branding behind the XRP ledger stablecoin was that the XRP ledger needs a stablecoin. So I don't know. I don't think that's like he can say whatever he wants. I don't think that's necessarily helpful. Of course, it's going to launch on the XRP ledger. I think there's a better chance it launches on the XRP ledger than Ethereum. Put it that way. Reports suggest that it could start on Ethereum despite having time for parties, events, APAC conferences, sidechain developments, and even examining smart contracts on the other XRP ledger. If Ripple hasn't ensured the XRP ledger is ready for what could be the biggest launch in year, I don't think it has anything to do with whether or not the XRP ledger is ready for the stablecoin. I think the XRP ledger is more than ready for the stablecoin. I think it's just obvious that Ripple clearly wants to do the Ethereum chain first for whatever reason. And I don't know. I could be less worried about it to like if Ripple's decision is that it makes more sense to launch on Ethereum and then the XRP ledger for whatever reason, then like I kind of trust Ripple to make that best call. I have a feeling it'll probably be like it launches on Ethereum and then launches on the XRP ledger around the next day. So I don't know. To me, that doesn't make a huge difference. And it's just a rumor, right? So it might launch on the XRP ledger first. Maybe like I haven't seen any sources saying it would launch on Ethereum. But we need to understand too, like there's a massive market in the Ethereum ecosystem. So if you can get a lot of people to go from Ethereum stablecoins to XRP ledger stablecoins, then boom, you could be in a situation where suddenly you now have the value being siphoned away from the Ethereum ecosystem down to the XRP ledger ecosystem. And then his last sentence, XRP is a good asset, but not a great one. The goal should be to sell it all during the upcoming bull run. Most price targets should be moved down. This isn't an asset to hold cycle after cycle. That's where I'm just like that's his own personal opinion. I can't think of another network or another coin I would want to hold cycle after cycle outside the XRP ledger. And I I don't know if there's really any good argument for what he's saying there. I just don't. I mean, every single blockchain out there has its own unique independent issues. Like I have yet to see a single one that doesn't have those things. And to say that there's any specific network that is a better hold for X amount of time, to me, my own personal opinion is that it seems to me like some of these people are upset with price action rather than upset with the fundamental network itself. Because you look at something like Solana that's just constantly broken, and it's like, is that the chain you want to be holding for this entire time? You look at something like Solana, which is literally just covered with meme coins and other projects that I don't think add a lot of value, and is like, is that the chain you want to be holding for an extremely long period of time? So it just kind of makes me question, like, what even is like a post like that, other than just saying, hey, I'm losing confidence in XRP. I would rather focus on this digital asset, right? Like, I just don't know if there's really anything in there that's like actually concerning. Like, if it's actually like, hey, I'm just losing confidence in XRP and I'd rather have my money invested elsewhere. That's great. Like, I will never tell anyone that they have to be exposed to something that their opinion is wrong on, thinking that their money's put in a better place. Like, that's his call. But I don't necessarily think any of the points delivered there convinced me of anything differently than anything I've been thinking. So put a wrap on that. Like, look, it's a hard market, right? Like, it's not easy. And I think one of the biggest things is, like, people will look at people like Jungle, who used to have extreme confidence in this asset and who were constantly, and who now obviously have had their confidence hit. And I think a lot of people think that people like Jungle are different from people like yourselves, right? That they can't go through these periods of doubt, which clearly he is going through his own period of doubt with XRP as the asset. Who knows? Maybe he'll switch. Maybe he'll come back and say, you know what, I was wrong. I don't know why I was thinking like that. Or maybe he'll just be completely flipped over. Um, but he clearly has lost a certain amount of patience in the asset. He clearly has had his confidence kind of changed in it. I guess my whole point here is, like, I don't really see personally why he would have changed his confidence, right? I haven't seen anything that really changes my opinion on anything. And so far, the points being shown by him to me, I just don't think they've been strong points for saying, hey, my thesis should have changed here. There are things that I think would hurt my thesis. There are things that would definitely hurt my thesis. Like, for me, if Ripple lost the case, that would have hurt my thesis a little bit. If Ripple lost the case and XRP was a security, like, that's the kind of thing that would hurt my stance, right? Like, I'll be fully transparent if something would have hurt my stance. If we had, like, large institutions coming out and saying, yeah, like, Ripple's ODL product, that it does absolutely, like, it doesn't help at all. Like, it slows things down, it makes things more expensive. Like, that's a thesis killer. Like, those are the kinds of things that I look at and I'm like, all right, that's like a big issue that needs to be fixed. But it just seems like to me, like, a lot of the stuff I see is like, that just, like, it could be significant to someone else. All I'm saying is it doesn't seem like it has any significance to me for the most part when I see it. Once in a while, I'll see something, I'll be like, all right, well, that needs to be fixed. All right, well, that's an issue. But it's never anything that I believe is outside of growing pains for every blockchain. Like, if these blockchains were already up and running, were already working at scale, there would be no investment. There'd be absolutely no investment. Like, you guys would it would be like, hey, if XRP was already running at scale, was already a chosen blockchain for being significant in the next couple of years, you wouldn't be investing in XRP, really, right? You would have missed a train. So I think that's an important other thing to look at. It's like, everyone wants it to be easy. Everyone doesn't want there to be growing pains, but everyone else wants to be an investor, and everyone wants to make a lot of money. Like, you can't have both. This is not the time to lose your nerve. Hold on tight. I would completely agree. This is one of the times that I've been the most excited about the XRP ledger in a while. Um, like, with the case over, with a lot of these new amendments coming, we'll take a look at some of those new amendments later. It just doesn't seem like a good time, in my opinion, to be focusing on, I would say, outdated negativity. Lunatics, the appeal deadline is on the 6th at midnight, I believe. And look, I think it's highly unrealistic to think that I think it's sorry, laughing at a comment. Uh, sorry, I totally lost my train of thought there. Totally lost my train of thought there. Hold on. Let me recover real quick. Well, what was I answering? Oh yeah. The appeal deadline is on the 6th. Um, Likely the SEC won't appeal over the weekend, so you could even argue that it actually comes sooner. And the appeal deadline actually might be Might be. Let me just pull up a calendar to make sure I don't have any dates wrong here. I do think there's a case to say the appeal deadline is actually close to the 4th, but we'll say the 7th to be conservative because the 4th is the Friday. And it just begs the question, is the SEC going to file for an appeal over the weekend? I doubt it. Firedog said, my car just saved me from a crash. Technology is great. Some car just jumped in front of me and slammed on the brakes. My car slammed on its brakes for myself. Wow, that's crazy, Firedog. Glad you're okay, brother. Glad you're okay. I think when Jungle starts seeing that price action is beginning in the utility driven bull run, he will come back around. Yeah, I completely agree. My one thing to something like Jungle is like, and look, this is just me personally. Like, I don't like to put stuff out there that is negative necessarily unless I fully am convinced that it is negative and it's not me just being like negative in the short term, because there's a lot of people out there who follow me, and I think a lot of those people already have a lot of self-doubt and already have like a lot of issues investing and thinking they could be right. And I see myself as being someone who's supposed to bring the positive side of a very, very complex and risky asset class. So while I'll always bring the negative side of material things that I believe are important for people to see, I never want to be throwing my own self-doubt onto you guys. So that's just something I think personally. Firedog says, I think we are either going to see a dump down below 50s, down wick to the 40s right now, or two, we will get that last push to 66,675 and then back down one last time to the low 50s, wicking below. All right, Firedog, we will keep an eye out on that. We will keep an eye out on that. Huge fan of Jungle. Love Jungle. Love Jungle. Regardless of any of this, it doesn't change my opinion of Jungle at all. I want to cut over to this real quick. They're hopefully roasting Kamala Harris's philosophy.
And that caused real wages to be down is from the pandemic, but piling on all the stimulus and all the spending is what really exacerbated that situation. And just we've seen both presidents.
None of those things are related to the pandemic. It's just
I just don't think you can say it's gonna immediately be a recession when that didn't happen the first time.
Secretary. Madam Secretary.
I would just say 4 years ago, we were saying, could there be a soft landing? It's been a featherbed landing. Inflation's on its way down. Manufacturing is up. By the way, you know, deficits exploded
Manufacturing's
under
been
Trump.
flat for 2 years.
And now there is more new manufacturing construction in this country now than at any time since World War II. It's a fact. Manufacturing jobs are on the rise. Wages are on the rise. Prices are coming down. Deficits are high but headed in the right direction, and tariffs will hurt this economy, hurt working people, raise prices, and I worry tip us into a recession.
Gina Raimondo, I want to thank you for your time today. We do appreciate it, and we'd love to have you back.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Coming up, the CEO of the Anti-Defamation League explains new data just out this morning on how social media networks are.
All right, needed the coffee. Lifesaver. Guys, make sure to take a quick second, drop a like on the stream. Appreciate you guys all so much. Exciting week. A very exciting week. It's good to be making it through so much. So much has changed in the cryptocurrency space. And it's insane to me that the last deadline for this case right now sits at October 6th. So crazy things happening. And guys, that's the other thing that I wanted to comment in terms of the jungle things. It's like, in terms of Ripple doing certain things on like Ethereum first, like how do we know Ripple just doesn't want to give the SEC any more firepower unless they appeal? Like that's another very important thing. So in my opinion, like I'm yet to see anything out there that makes me think Ripple has made any significant strategic mistakes that makes me not trust their team. So until I see otherwise, I kind of trust a Ripple team to do things right. And I tend to think that their opinions are probably a lot smarter than random people on X. And that includes me, right? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying like, oh, like you can't trust this person. Like Ripple's right. Like I trust Ripple's opinion over my opinion. Like I think they know the market better than me. I don't think I'm crazy for thinking that, right? I think the people who are working with these large institutions, the people who are directly working with the XRP ledger, they might know a bit more than me. All I want to do is help digest a lot of this stuff and bring it to you guys. King Celis says, Mickle, I'm late. I know if you've explained, but your opinion on RLUSD not being available in the AMM. I'm so disappointed. Wake up very uncomfortable today. Let me help answer this. King, I wouldn't worry too much about it, brother. It will be in there eventually. It will be in there eventually. Here's the thing. Technology takes time. Technology takes time. And they need to make the automated market maker work properly function with an asset with clawbacks prior to it being able to put in there. So here's the thing. RLUSD, when it launches, is going to launch with significantly less features than it is in a year from now. Guess what? That's how technology works. The first iPhone, right, is a shell in comparison to what we have today. There has never been a technology launched that has not changed. Bitcoin has changed significantly. XRP has changed significantly. Ethereum has changed significantly. So all the love to you, King, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. This thing was never going to launch with all the features it was going to have on the last day. What they're going to do is add those features with time. And King, I promise you, it will be in the automated market maker at some point. I am firmly convinced it will be in the automated market maker. And I think the issue is I think a lot of people, when something launches, they don't focus on the hard work that needs to be done on the other side, right? We all wanted something to launch and for it to be like, okay, billions of dollars are being thrown over here. This thing works absolutely perfectly. There's no issues. It can be in the automated market maker, it can be in clawbacks. And that's probably the bull thesis for where we get one day. But we don't get there instantaneously. So I think all those things will happen, King. I really appreciate the donation, brother. It means a lot. And hopefully that was able to help you out a bit kind of on how I think this thing is going to go. But look, I think you're right. I think we're going to make it to that point. I don't think anything's changed in regards to that point. I think technology takes time and we need to make sure things work properly before they go live. And guys, that's like a whole thing. That's like a whole thing. Like, that's the thing. You want an asset with clawbacks. You want an asset to go into the automated market maker. Great, but that's a big problem. Do you wait until that problem's solved to launch RLUSD? I don't think so. I think you launch RLUSD, use it for the use cases it's available for now, and as you have the technology upgrades in place to make it so that can be used everywhere, then you add those technology upgrades and have it be used in those other places. Yeah, Jason Slater makes a good point here. Shellfish, good to see you. Oh, Ian, good to see you. Just caught you too. Yeah, no, there's already stablecoins on the XRP ledger. Like if you need a stablecoin in the automated market maker, those are already available. That is an excellent point. You want to use RLUSD as a stablecoin in the automated market maker, you just got to wait a little longer. To me, it shouldn't really make much of a difference. Jungle Link has a Ripple chip on his shoulder. That's fine though, right? Like Jungle Link can have whatever chip on his shoulder he wants. Jungle Link can turn out to just not be pro XRP anymore. I'm not saying at all he is, right? Obviously not. He's definitely pro XRP. But look, he can make whatever choice he wants. But I just what I'm trying to say here is I don't really agree with most of his decision making when it comes down to this issue. Maybe he'll come up with something in the near future. Maybe he'll come up with something in the near future where I'm like, oh, Jungle's right. This is a big issue. I'm just to see that thing. Fire Dog, thank you so much. Thank you so much, brother. 5 months of being a member. That's incredible. And you are spot on. He said, welcome to X. This is what people do. It is what people do, guys. When the price goes up, no one's going to be complaining. No one's going to be complaining. Everyone wants to complain when the price is down. That's just how it works. Messi says, I want a decentralized stablecoin without clawbacks. That's a great project. That's a great project. There's no decentralized stablecoin right now. I've said this multiple times. I think the holy grail of crypto is a decentralized stablecoin. And I know David Schwartz has done presentations on a decentralized stablecoin before, but I think the Terra Lunas thing set us back a very, very long time in having a good decentralized stablecoin. Very long time. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but it gives someone else like Ripple the ability to come in and maybe create one. There's going to be a lot of different stable coins out there, guys. A lot of different stable coins. So I think so this is cool. This is cool. I think what you'll likely have in the future, and this is my speculation, right? This is my speculation. Okay, Roger, I'll pull that up right now. I believe you're going to have a Ripple stable coin and an XRP stable coin. I believe you'll have a Ripple stablecoin and an XRP stablecoin. The Ripple stablecoin will be centralized. It will be focused on just payments, clawbacks, and all those things. And then the XRP Ledger stablecoin. Oh, that's so funny. As long as, and then you'll have the XRP Ledger stablecoin, which will hopefully be a decentralized stablecoin. Take a look at this, guys. I think, once again, I don't want it. Like, I love Jungle, and Jungle watches the live streams, and Jungle's a great sport, so I know he won't take this the wrong way. Once RLUSD is out, I would never use another stablecoin. No stablecoin will be more trusted than one backed by Ripple with a war. Yep, I completely agree. Great point, King. And guys, take a look at this, because I think this should show you something important, and this is brought to you by Roger.
Enforcement than many of the others.
Hold on. The one issue with the setup right now, I have to make sure to mute CNBC prior to going back over to the other screen, which it should. What? It should be muted. What the heck?
Nobody wins when your social media feed is awash with anti-Semitism and hate.
There, we appreciate you joining us.
I can't mute.
Thank you.
Always. Thank you, Andrew.
Okay, we're coming right back.
What the heck? All right, I guess I can pause. That's funny. I literally can't mute CNBC. All right, this is from Jungle. I mean, this is to Jungle's response. He says, as long as Ripple doesn't publicly announce anything different, words mean things. As stated explicitly on GitHub, Ripple USD will be initially natively issued on the XRP Ledger and Ethereum blockchains. So right here, we have Ripple literally saying that XRP will be issued on the public XRP Ledger. And also, XRP has been being minted. RLUSD has been being minted on the XRP Ledger for test transactions. So I don't know where a lot of this FUD is coming from. I don't. And like, this is where I come to, and I was like, why spread FUD when we don't even know if some of this FUD is even close to being true? Like we just showed right here, Ripple USD will be initially natively issued on the XRP Ledger and Ethereum chain. So when you read something like that, it's like, if I'm Jungle Inc., like why am I then using a large platform I have to spread fear that's different than this? Unless he has some kind of source, then I don't understand why you would be taking that side. So and it looks like he's retweeting some of this stuff. So who knows? Who knows? All right, we'll move past that a bit. Tracy says only 138 likes, guys. Make sure to smash the like button. Let's get it past 200. We actually have a ton of people in here right now. We have over 1,200 people in here. So if you guys all smash a like on the stream right now, it's going to be extremely helpful in getting more people to see the stream. So guys, really appreciate you guys all doing that. It really does help a ton. Only takes 2 seconds. You got to exit out of the live chat real quick. Go down to the bottom and drop that like, and we'll get these numbers above 200 in a couple seconds. So really appreciate you guys. Fire Dog, thank you so much for their donation, man. He said, saw a post on X where people posted how much XRP they started with X number of years and how much they have now. Most have 75 to 90% less. Price is still at 50 cents. So who's been buying all this XRP all these years? Fire Dog, I saw you posted being that, and I thought you were 100% on it. Fire Dog found a tweet thread where essentially a bunch of people were talking about how much XRP they used to have versus how much XRP they had now. And literally all these people were selling out of all their XRP, which is interesting, right? In one aspect, but it goes to show exactly what we've been saying. So here's the thing I want all of you guys to understand. Most of the XRP community, I think, is capitulating on XRP. I think a lot of the XRP community is really selling a lot of their XRP. Now, I don't think it seems like that when you hang out in spaces like this, because I think this is a space where everyone fully understands what they hold. They see the long-term picture. They're not worried about what's happening with the price now because we know that's going to be corrected over the long term. And because of that, we see dips as buying opportunities, because we see dips as people not understanding our thesis. We see dips as people essentially giving up prior to any actual reason to give up on this asset. And therefore, any single time someone does do that, we use that as an opportunity to say, okay, sell us the cheap XRP. We're building for the long term. Most of these people don't have that long-term vision. They see it as, oh, well, XRP hasn't moved yet. That means it's not going to move. It's a completely different way of thinking. And I think because we have so many people in that mentality here, where people see that long-term picture, people see that long-term goal or that long-term vision XRP can achieve, because we're all in one place, we forget that there is a lot of people out there who are being shaken out right now. And while that definitely isn't something I like to hear, I do think it lets me know we are getting closer and closer and closer to eventually us being on the right side of things. Because it was never going to be easy for everyone. There's most of the people weren't going to make it, right? Most of the people weren't going to make it. And I think what Fire Dog is providing when he showed me all those people selling out of all that XRP is that retail capitulation is happening. And typically retail is always wrong. So I don't think anything's going to change in this standpoint. I think retail is going to be wrong. I think everyone's going to capitulate. And the people like us who really just saw this thing right from the start are going to be the people who really, really, really benefit big. And I will say it's a massive shout out to all of you guys, right? Like, not everyone's going to make it. There's going to be the people who sold Tesla, sold Tesla in 2015, the people who sold Apple right after the launch of the iPhone because CNBC said the iPhone was going to be a bust. There's going to be people who sold all their Amazon stock because CNBC said that Amazon was an unprofitable company. There's always going to be a story about the person who almost made it, right? There's always going to be that person who almost made it. But there's a massive difference between the people who almost made it and the people who actually did make it. So absolutely, like I think that's one of the most important things. And I don't know, that's one of the reasons I'm so happy when I come to spaces like this and everyone just seems to get it. Everyone seems to get it. Yeah, guys, take a look at this. Take a look at this. This is another very important note on this entire thing. And King Celis, you'll like this. King Celis, hopefully you're still here with us. You will enjoy this a lot. Take a look at this, buddy. Right here, we have XLS 73D AMM clawback. So this is to allow RLUSD in the AMM. This is proof that this is being worked on, right? The technology is going to evolve over time. these quirks in the beginning are going to be fixed, which in my opinion goes to show, right? Still here? Perfect. This goes to show these things are happening in the background. We're not going to launch out the gate with everything we want this thing to be. It's going to take time to get there. But the point is as we can see, that push is happening. Cobb started streaming. Yeah, we got to be. I am the inverse Cobb. I hope so. It looks like the market's turning around a bit right now. I would love to be the inverse Cobb. Cobb's got to chill. Cobb needs to take a month off because the charts are looking good. This case is about to end. Someone's got to tell him to take a month off. Like if we have to toss him, like if I have to toss him streaming revenue or whatever, if he needs some money coming in on the other side of that, we can figure out how to make it happen. I think the price appreciation of XRP will cover it enough. But someone's got to get Cobb off YouTube. Cobb is. I've actually thought multiple times because like this is an actual thing like in markets. Like it is possible, I'm not even kidding you guys, that there is an algorithm in place for whenever Cobb live streams to start dumping XRP. Like it is possible that is a thing. He is big enough where I wouldn't be surprised. I would put that at less than the 2% chance of being real, 1 to 2% chance of being real. But it is very possible. There is some algorithm out there that literally starts selling XRP when Cobb goes live. That would not be hard at all to do. Those things fully exist. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, when you look at, when you guys watch, like, CNBC and there's some announcement and the market instantly reacts instantaneously to all the news being digested at once, the reason why that happens is because there's literally algorithms in the back end that pick up on all the news headlines and instantly act accordingly. And that's why whenever, like, the Federal Reserve, like, increases rates or decreases rates or something drops, you'll see the market instantly go up or down. It's because the algorithms actually pick up on that headline and instantaneously trade that algo. But then what happens is sometimes the algo actually gets it wrong and you'll see the market reverse slowly over time. So it's the initial algo that takes it a certain direction. And then the fund managers come in and say, okay, well, I don't know if that was the right move, blah, 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 blah. But it's certainly that would be so funny if you looked in the XRP ledger source code and it was directly in there, like when Cobb live stream, sell XRP, like directly in the XRP ledger source code, and just no one's seen it. No, obviously it's not in the XRP ledger source code, but that's good. That's gold. That's gold. Love Cobb, by the way. You know, there's an OG video of Cobb. I don't know if a lot of people seen, but it's a beautiful video. Let me see if I can pull this up. I think you guys will enjoy this a lot. Let me find this. It's actually a really cool video. And I'm so happy I found it. It might be one of the most underappreciated videos on YouTube. Hold on. Oh, here we go. This is great. This is such a great video. I love this video. So this is Alex Cobb's first video ever on YouTube talking about how he found Ripple and XRP. And it's so cool to see someone as young as he is in this video, someone as early as he is understanding XRP, to be putting together some of the things he says here. So let's listen up to this.
What's going on, XRP chat? Making this video specifically for you guys. I'm a advanced member on there, by the way. Oh, I mean, you can't even see that. So I'm 17 years old. I am an investor of Ripple. I have over 10,000 ZERPs, and I am part of the distinct individuals that we are of this ideology that we believe in that is completely against the whole point of cryptocurrency. But we believe in an ideology that can result in this currency being used on a global and corporate scale, and not just for personal dark web users and people looking to make a quick buck, and hedge funds that look to make a quick buck as well. Now, the main topic of this video is the American Express partnership and how little that affected the price. Now, a lot of people, I mean, I'm just seeing everywhere, even my friends that personally I have invested into this,
First of all, this video was from like 7 years ago now. And I want you to understand how similar the mentality is now. Nothing has changed.
A lot of people are disappointed with this massive partnership that did little to nothing to the price. Now, let's talk about it this way. So Ripple, it's kind of like the demon of the cryptocurrency market, if you will. I mean, that's kind of a bad analogy, but it goes against the whole purpose of cryptocurrency to get away from governments, get away from corporations, get away from banks. And Ripple is doing the complete opposite of that, which is why the volumes for it are not as high compared to Bitcoin and a lot of the hype. Now, Bitcoin is very hyped. I mean, that's a debate whether it's overhyped or just hyped. But I mean, in my opinion, I really do think it is overhyped. But I have to acknowledge that there is a lot of hype around it, and that it is significantly moving the value of the currency. Now, that Bitcoin hype, that long-term vision of that people have of Bitcoin, they don't apply that to Ripple. Most Korean traders, they look at Ripple for a quick buck to make off of a partnership. Hence why the price, I'd imagine, is probably at 22 cents right now. Yep, 22 and 7/10 cents. Now Ripple, like we're like I said earlier, we're a very distinct group of individuals. We believe in this very long-term ideology, this ideology that Ripple will be used for corporate transactions, for global transactions, and become the global standard for payments compared to this slow and inefficient system that we have today, to replace it with an extremely fast and cost-effective system through technology. Now, this 1 cent movement, this 2 cent movement from this partnership, honestly, don't even screw it. We're not even in Ripple for the now. We're in Ripple for the later. We're in Ripple for the 5 to 10 years in the future, that we don't even know how far this currency could go with its system that it has. It has a great, I mean, fantastic system that they're marketing to banks right now. Now, they've made so much progress, but people are seeing this. Why is it still at 20 cents? Now, Ripple in the crypto community has this very negative connotation to many people, because most people are in cryptocurrency for the idea to get away from government, and all these coins that want to get away from government are the ones that are surging in value, why Ripple is staying low and people aren't liking that. Hence why I've seen a lot of people on the forums who are losing faith in Ripple and wanting to leave. But just for all you that are very disappointed, including myself, don't worry about these short-term movements due to partnerships. Trust me, I truly believe the day will come when Ripple is the whole hype around the market. Ripple will be far more talked about in mainstream media than Bitcoin. Trust me, that day will come when it is used for its real use case among thousands and thousands of banks. When it actually is starting to become a global standard through countries and they're creating regulations. And not even to mention when regulation comes, even Russia and China have said they're going to regulate this. When regulation comes, Ripple will thrive because it is working for government and banks, not against it, which is why Bitcoin and all these other currencies are going to fail when regulation comes, because Ripple is for government, it's for banks, it's for corporations, which is what government thrives on. Just trust me, wait for the day when Ripple is being used for its real use case, solving liquidity problems, cutting transaction times, and cutting costs by insane numerous amounts. This is why we've had so many great partnerships. The Gates Foundation, Axis Bank, Reese Bank, SBI, Mitsubishi Bank of Tokyo. That is a freaking huge bank. American Express, $32 billion in revenue in 2016. Wait till it is being used with all these corporate giants for its real use case, for solving liquidity, for cutting down costs, for cutting down the insanely long transactions times that were literally created in the 1970s when telegraphs were still used. Just trust me. Hold your Ripple and wait. This is an entirely new market for banks. The banks are very skeptical about getting into this blockchain. They need to do research. They need regulation. Just trust me and wait till the day that it comes, because it will come. I and all the people in XRP chat, we believe that Ripple will one day surpass Bitcoin. Because we have this separate ideology, like I said earlier many times, corporate use, global use, which is what government thrives on. Just trust me. Hold your XRP. If you're getting sick of the price not moving, just forget about it. I wish I could forget about XRP, but I can't because I'm such a fanatic over it. But trust me, wait for the day it's actually being used how it is supposed to on a fucking global scale. Just wait for the day. Just wait for the day. Everything we see in the world now is moving towards the digital age, and banks are staying behind. Once a few banks start moving towards this digital age of advancing payments by using Ripple, advancing global commerce, they see that as competition, and these banks are going to go, holy shit, okay, now they're cutting costs and transactions in 4 seconds. Those banks are going to have FOMO, fear of missing out. They're going to lose a lot of business due to this. Hence, why all these banks will flock to this technology. Just wait for the day. Just wait for the day it is being used how it's supposed to be. Thank you for watching this.
If you're a real estate investor that's looking for
Cool. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. It's an old video. It's over 7 years. It's over 7 years old. And it was one of the first things that I saw when I was like kind of just looking into Cobb and like trying to learn more about him, where I was like, wow, to understand that at 17 is incredible, is absolutely incredible. And then if you even listen to that back now, like not much is, he's really got it right. Like he was very, very accurate. There's probably like 1 or 2 things in there that I would say I don't agree with, but extremely accurate, extremely accurate. And to be able to put that together at the age he was at right there, I mean, absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Taylor, good to see you, brother. Taylor, I brought up something earlier. I'm starting up, I want to do a group, kind of on X, where when you guys find cool stuff, throw you in it, throw Roger, throw whoever else wants to be in there, send me whatever they want to me to talk about on the stream, whatever cool information comes your way, just to make sure I'm seeing it all in one place. So would love to get you over there, Taylor. I know you've always sent me a whole bunch of really cool stuff that I've wanted to bring up on these live streams. So just trying to figure out a better way to bring all that together. Cool. Would love to have you over there, man. You've been very helpful in bringing a lot of cool information to everyone. So the more we can do that in a more structured way, we'd love to get that going. Yeah, you're in, King. For sure. I'm just trying to, I just need to figure out the best way to do it. I just need to figure out the best way to do it. So I'll spin it up. I'll figure out the best way to get it going, but appreciate you guys for helping out there. Really love whenever people do. Really love whenever people send me stuff. Like it's so helpful because it lets me know what other people want to see. You guys enjoyed that live. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that Cobb video. I'm sure it's one not most people have seen. I thought it's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites. It's less about, it's more impressive to me to just see a 17-year-old be able to digest some of those concepts. They're not easy concepts to understand. And let me tell you, the fact that that's what Cobb was doing when he was 17, that's special in itself. That there's not too many like most 17-year-olds. It wasn't what I was doing at 17. Let's put it that way. I want to say Fire Dog, Think Space, King Celis. Thank you so much for the donations today. You guys are absolutely incredible. Thank you. Young Sheldon, that's funny. There were some other ones. I think he looks exactly like a young Kurt Cobain. That's what I really get from it. I was crazy at 17. I think we all were. Good, yeah. Great video though. Great video, and it gave me some newfound respect for Alex Cobb when I saw that, for sure. And someone said earlier that's why Alex Cobb, someone said earlier that's why David Schwartz goes to Alex Cobb's live streams. Yeah, that's why he's an OG, man. And it wasn't for people like that, right? I would have never became part of this community. So it's people like Jungle too. Like I know Jungle has been getting some heat today, whatever, but Jungle's one of the reasons I know about XRP. So Jungle straightened himself out, and I'm sure Jungle's going to be good. But Jungle's the reason I know about XRP for the large part. So it's people like that. It's people like that really helping shape my view of the world that's gotten me to the point I'm at today, Where now I have my own thesis and beliefs on how this all gets shakes out. Jungle Inc. is lost. Jungle will be back, I promise you. Great stuff. A lot of these XRP channels, but not too fond of the conspiracy theories. Well, yeah, and I understand people who don't like the conspiracy theories, but I think that's what's great about YouTube and the XRP community, right? It's like if you aren't fond of someone, you don't watch them, right? Some people love the conspiracies. Some people love it. Like don't like some people love it. Like that's what they're here for. Like, and they know it. Like they know they know it's like a very different outside view of thinking, and that's what they choose to do. So look, I understand hating the conspiracy theories, as many of you know, based on the fact that I don't cover them. I'm not the biggest fan myself, but I think it's important to realize that, look, if you bought Bitcoin, if you bought XRP in 2013 because you didn't know the difference between XRP and Bitcoin, and you just happened to buy XRP, and or say you were trying to buy something else and you accidentally bought XRP, and say you held XRP in your wallet because you forgot about it, and then ended up making 52,000% when it went to $4. Does it really matter if that's how you made that percentage on XRP versus if you having a thesis like Cobb? No, because either way you made it to the other end. So that's my thing about some of the conspiracy theories, right? Like I could think every single one of those conspiracy theories are wrong, but if it helps you get from point A to point B, look, it's a great asset, right? If it helps you hold the asset, it helps you hold the asset. So that's my thinking on it, right? A lot of you, right? A conspiracy theory is not going to help you hold the asset, right? It's maybe it actually hurts your thesis on the asset to a certain degree, but it's just all about getting from point A to point B. Whatever you need to understand to realize that this asset's going to be important to the world. I think that's more of something that people need to find themselves. And if some people, if they really think that the conspiracy side of things is what's going to help them get from point A to point B, then that's incredible, right? Like that's what they need to say. Messi mentioned the DXY here, so I want to do a quick look at that. This is not the DXY. This is still Bitcoin. Bitcoin sitting at this high level. We talked about this earlier. Let's jump over here to the dollar. Chilling right at this 100 level. We said this was going to be a little tough to break. It looks like we are getting some resistance here. I think this gets taken out on the next rate cut. Next rate cut, this should be gone, and we should be lower. That's my prediction. Next rate cut, we should slice right through this like butter, and we should be on a trip down. That's what I think is going to happen. I think we likely, over the next year or so, we probably get some kind of move like this. To me, this chart just looks obviously ready to go down. Last day of September. What do you have the last day of September? What's that, Taylor? Oh, October. I was wondering if there was something happening today that I wasn't aware of. Yeah, wow. Can't believe it's October already. Can't believe it's October already. I'm generally pessimistic on markets moving a certain way because it's a month, but I will say, based on global liquidity, based on everything I'm seeing in the world, I am very optimistic about October and the close to this year. I think things are looking really good. I got a good chart for you guys also. Global liquidity index. Of course, I've seen this chart like 50 times, and now that I want the chart, I'm not going to be able to find it. Oh, nope, just like that. All right, global liquidity here. Take a look at this. And my picture is kind of blocking it, so let me just reformat this real quick. Yeah, take a look at this global liquidity index. And I need to show the screen. I mean, this looks to me like we're about to be going into a very, very good time period for global liquidity. We just made it through this hard contraction here. And now typically what we see is we are going to be on a massive rise for liquidity. Bad day for swing trading. Be careful. This is why I don't swing trade, right? We could be in a very bullish moment. And for whatever reason this morning, we had a massive sell off. So, well, longer term swing trades is different, but you just got to always be careful, right? You got to make sure you're not using leverage. You got to make sure you're not getting liquidated. You got to make sure you're being smart about everything you're doing, and we're working at this thing in a strategic way. It looks like Bitcoin is recovering really nicely right now. So is Ethereum. So it looks like whatever fears we have this morning certainly seem to be selling off. I would be shocked if we didn't have a pretty strong day today. I think we are in line to have a pretty strong day today. And the market is just about to open up. Tin 2 XRP, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What are my thoughts about all the minting lately? It lets me know that things are getting started, which is another reason why I'm surprised that some people are less optimistic about some of that minting, but just lets me know things are ready to go. Things are ready to go, and we're waiting for the last couple things to be put in place to really get things up and running. But I don't know. I'm excited. I'm very excited about everything kind of taking place. And Powell speaks today at 1:55. Roger, thank you. Abs, good to see you. Oh, good. This is good. Looks like I'm going to be on the Good Morning Crypto show tomorrow, Abs. I think that is the plan. So it looks like I'll be on Good Morning Crypto tomorrow. Guys, make sure to be there for that. Could not be more excited to go spend time with those guys. Been too long. Perfect. Yep, looks like I am. All right, let me make sure to block that off, Abs. Let me make sure to block that off. I'll do that right now. I will say, guys, I absolutely love how excited people get when I go on Good Morning Crypto. You guys get hyped, so it's like easy. It's easy. Like there's certain things that I'm like, oh, like I don't know if people are gonna like it. What do they want to see? That's one of the easiest ones because I go on Good Morning Crypto and you guys love it. So makes my job nice and easy. Abs is the best host by far. Abs kills it. Abs kills it. I remember too for a while, Abs was always in my DMs. He's like, we got to get you on the show. We got to get you on the show. And finally, he cornered me at XRP Vegas and it was like, when are you coming on the show? No, I'm just kidding. It was like one of those things that like had to get on the show. I had to get on the show, but I was like, all right, well, like I don't know what these guys are like. Like, I don't know what it's gonna be like. I got to meet him in Vegas and instantaneous was like, oh, this is gonna be a blast. I have to go start doing that. We have to start getting I have to start getting on that show. Oh no, Abs, you're destroying it. There's very few shows I like coming on as much as I like going on that show. And it's really because you are incredible. You're incredible at what you do. It's a lot of fun coming on the show. And I think it's very rare. It's very rare to be such a good host. Oh, no, that's great. Oh yeah, I can't wait to get a good fiat leak stream going, Roger, when we do have some serious momentum. We do have some serious momentum. I was very busy this weekend, so unfortunately I couldn't pull up the price pump live stream, but looks like it's still a baby pump. Looks like we still have some room for the big one, so I don't think I missed out on anything too big. Guys, with that said, I got to jump. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you have a great day. Look at me tomorrow on Abs' live stream. Going to be spitting up kind of a news group as well, so keep an eye out for that. Would really appreciate whoever is kind of finding stuff throughout the day, wants me to cover on the live streams. and just kind of wants to help assist me in pulling things together for the live stream, would love to have you over there. Still don't know exactly what that's going to look like. It'll probably be just an X group, but just want to make sure I do that in the best way possible. I want to be as inclusive as possible too for people. So got to figure out exactly what that looks like. Guys, thank you so much for coming. You're all incredible. I will see you tomorrow. And for now, Mikkel out.